Hey there everyone, what's up? This is Ram here and I hope that you all are doing well. So today we are going to create another portfolio website. This one is going to be made in Bootstrap. If you guys have watched the last video in this channel, it was it has this project, this portfolio project. This was made in JavaScript, pure JavaScript, and it's without using any framework. I haven't used any framework in this project. If you guys haven't watched this one, I'm going to give the link in the description below. Please go and watch because you are going to learn many new things in this project because it's pure it's pure JavaScript project. Let me show you that this project, this navigation bar, and then this gallery section, all these things, all these effects were achieved by using JavaScript, and it is responsive also to all breakpoints. It is a single page application. I'm sure that you guys are going to learn many new and interesting things from this one. So if you haven't watched this one, check the link and watch this one. Okay, it is going to be very helpful. So today we are going to make this portfolio website using Bootstrap, and it is a little bit different. It has a kind of a resume or a CV effect. Then you guys can see it has this portfolio section, and in this portfolio section, this is made in JavaScript. Usually in the previous project I have used these kind of sections. I have made with tabs or Bootstrap tabs, tab property. So here in this one I haven't used that one. I just used the JavaScript in this section. So I'm sure that you guys are going to learn some good things or new things in this project. And then here is the context section, some social icons, a footer, and this is what we are going to do. It is completely responsive to all breakpoints. Let me show you the responsiveness of this one. So here we go, and if we click on this menu, you can see it has a nice effect. Then everything is stacked on top of each other nicely, and everything is very disciplined. I'm sure that you guys are going to learn some interesting things in this project too. So let's go to the editor and start learning this project. I'm using VS Code editor. Here is my VS Code editor. The folder I have created, the folder name is resume record or REC. It has an images folder. All the images I have used in this project, this one, and these one I've got from pexels.com. So all the images are here. So now I'm going to create a file, and the file I want to have is not in this one, out of this. Okay, so here, oops, sorry, hold on. Okay, so it is going to be index.html. then I want to have another file which is going to be main.js, and another file which is going to be main.css. So in the index.html, I have already installed an extension of Bootstrap 4. So I'm going to type B4, and then I press enter, and I have a starter template of Bootstrap. Now here in this title section, let me remove this one and let me say resume 2. Then after this, here I would like to link my style sheet. So link related to style sheet, and href is going to be main.css. Then after, here in the body section, I would like to go with the script, and the source for this script is going to be main.js. and okay, so let me have some room here. Okay, then I would like to have a font awesome icon here. So the font awesome icon process I have mentioned in almost all of the videos. Go to the font awesome icon website, mention your email and follow the instructions. So I have already got my code and it is here, so I'm just going to copy this. I want to paste it here, and then let's go to the fonts, Google Fonts, and here I would like to use the Railway, and here is the Railway. I'm going to use this font, and I'm going to use 3 variations of this one. This light 300, regular 400, and I would like to go with the bold 700. Okay, so I'm not going to download it, I just want to get the code, and here is the link. Let me copy this. I would like to paste it here in the head section, and then I would like to have another code which is for the CSS. So let me copy this one. Here is my main.css. Let me bring it here, and let's see, body, and in the body it is the font family is Railway sans serif. This sans serifs mean that if somebody they don't have the user don't have a Railway font installed in their computer, then it is going to be replaced with any sans serif font. Okay, so this is the index.html. Let me close this font awesome code. Okay, so we are good to go. Now here in the body section, I would like to go with the navigation bar first of all, and for this let me have a comment here, nav bar, nav bar, and then end of nav bar. So here in these green lines, between these green lines are these commented lines, I would like to go with the header element, and I would like to assign it an ID. The ID is going to be header. Then I would like to go with the nav, and the ID for the nav is going to be nav bar. Let's assign it a class. The class is going to be nav bar, and then nav bar expand large, and I want it to be fixed on top, so fixed top. These all are the bootstrap classes I have used here. Now I would like to have a link here, and the link is going to be nav bar brand. Padding from left and right is going to be 2, and from top and bottom is going to be 0. Then I would like to have a href, and let's say let me name it resume. Okay, then after let's have a button here, and the button is going to have a class. This class is going to be nav bar toggler, again bootstrap class. Then the type of this is going to be button, and the data toggle is going to be collapse. And then I would like to have a data target, and this is going to be my nav bar. Okay, and then I would like to have a font awesome icon, so a class, and class is going to be FES bars for the hamburger menu. Okay, let's save it, and after this button let's have a division, assigning it a class, and this class is going to be collapse. Then we have to go with the nav bar, and the nav bar is going to be collapse, and let's have an ID. This ID is going to be this one. Okay, so my nav bar. I've explained all these things in the previous projects, in detail. Okay, and here it is going to have a unordered list with a class, and the class for this is going to be nav and margin left and right is going to be auto. Then we are going to go with we have some list items with class. The class is going to be nav item. Then I would like to go with anchor tag, assigning it a class. The class is going to be nav link, and the nav link is going to have a margin of let's have a margin 2, and the text is going to be capitalized. So, and then after, let's have a href, and here let's assign it home. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I just want to copy this one. I'm going to paste it for several times. About, resume, gallery, and contact. Okay, so what we have to do, the first one is home, the second one it is going to be about, the third one this would be resume because it is capitalized, so I don't need to do that. This one is going to be projects. So, and the fourth one, or the fifth one, I think it's the fifth one, it is going to be contact. Okay, let's save it, move on to the browser, and let's see. So I'm going to use my live editor. Here I've installed it actually, so here it is open with live server, sorry, with the server. I think I've said editor, and here is the navigation bar. Let me close this one, and let me close this portfolio also. Okay, this is also resume 2, and this is also, let me change the title of this one, the one we are working. So let's say resume rec recording. Okay, so here the title is changed. So here is the brand logo, and these are the nav items. So what we have to do now, we have to style this one, and then we will be back. So first of all, for the styling, let's go to the style sheet, and here is the style sheet. Just a minute, please. So I would like to have a class. The class is going to be navbar, and the navbar class is going to have a background. The background is going to be 0393B8, 93B8, not 68. And let's go with padding. So the padding is going to be 10 pixels, and then 20 pixels, and then I would like to go with the transition here. So the transition is going to have on padding and 2 seconds ease. Okay, let's save it. Then we have to go with the navbar background, and so the navbar background, sorry, it is going to have a padding. The padding is going to be 2 pixels and then 20 pixels. Now we have to go with the navbar brand. So the brand is going to have a color. The color is going to be white. Then let's go with the font weight. and the font weight is going to be 700 or bold. So I have used the 700, so let me go with this one. And then I would like to go with the font size, and the font size is going to be 30 pixels. Then let's have a transition, and here the transition is going to be all and 2 seconds. Let's save it. Now I would like to go with the navbar brand hover. So the hover for this is going to be navbar brand, and let's say hover or hover. So the hover for this is going to be the background. It is not going to be attached. Bring it here. Background. The background is going to be where is the hash 011B42, and now let's go with the navbar toggler, and the outline is going to be none. Now let's use the nav links. So nav link, and the nav link is going to have a color. The color is going to be white. The font size is going to be 25 pixels, and let me bring it here. Then I would like to go with padding. So the padding is going to be 10 pixels and 20 pixels. And then I would like to go with the border radius, which would be 5 pixels, and transition. So it is going to have a background of 2 seconds ease. Okay, and then let's have a nav link hover, and here let's use the color. The color is going to be F1 FFFA, and let's use the border. So the border is going to be 3 pixels, solid, and let's have a color 011B42, and transition. So the transition is going to have a border of 2 seconds ease. Let's save it, move on to the browser, and let's see. Okay, so we have, when I hover over it, you can see that it is a nice, something is increasing or expanding, and it is looking cool. But this one is not looking that cool, but it's okay. You guys can give style to it according to your requirement, but for me it's okay. Now let's see the navigation bar. Okay, so this hamburger menu, it is also working well, and there isn't any kind of outline, so it's looking good. Actually, it's looking great. So now let's go to the next section, which is this hero image with this arrow, pointing arrow, and the title and a subtitle. Okay, so here we are in the editor, and then in the editor, let me remove these extra spaces from here. Let me have some water. Okay, now let's have some comments. Let's say hero section, not image, and here is going to be end of hero section. So now here I need some room. First of all, let's have a section element, and let's assign an ID. The ID is going to be hero, Then let's have a division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be hero container. And then let's have a heading 1. This heading 1 is going to be Jessica Martin. And let's have heading 2, which is going to be I'm a developer, full stack, front end, whatever you want to write, go for it. Then after, I would like to go with a link, and the link is, I'm not going to add a link here, button, and let's say scroll, and then we have to we can link it with the about section. So in JavaScript we can fix it, and then we have to go with a class, the class font awesome icon class, FASFA, and it is chevron down. And then we have to do what? Nothing. And here is the end of our hero section. So let's save it, move on to the browser, and let's see. Okay, so we do have a button here and a title, I'm a developer, but we cannot see it well. So for this, you know what we have to do? Let's go to the main.css and start styling this section. So first of all, let me have the comment here to close this one. So it's going to be navbar, and now this is going to be a hero section, and let's say end of hero section. Now here, let me have some space, and let's go with the ID, hero ID, where the width is going to be 100%, and the height for this is going to be 90 view height. And then we have to go with the background, not the attachment but only the background, and the background is going to have a URL. So this URL is going to be I do have image in images section, and the image name is jessica.jpg, and let's say top right. Okay, now let's have a background size. So the background is going to have a size. The size is going to be cover, and I would like to go with the position, which is going to be relative. Let's save it, move on to the browser, and let's see. Okay, so we do have an image. Now what we have to do next is, first of all, let's go with hero before, and the content for this is going to be nothing right now. Then we have to go with the background. The background is going to have some RGBA, where 1759 and 0.6 is going to be the color. Then we have to go with the position, and this one is going to be absolute. Then let's go with the bottom, which is going to be 0, and spelling of bottom. The top for this is going to be 0, left would be 0. Right is also going to be 0, and Let me bring it here. Then again we have to go with the hero, and there is a class of hero container. So the hero container class is going to have a position which is not going to be relative but absolute. Let's have a bottom 0, top 0, left 0, right is also 0. Choose the display property is going to be flex. Justify content is going to be center. Then we are going to have align items, and they are also going to be center. And then we have to use the flex direction property, flex direction, and let's use column. Then we have to go with the padding. So the padding here is going to be 0 and 15 pixels. Then after this, let's go with the heading 1, and the margin for the heading 1 is going to be 0, 0 and 10 pixels, and then again 0. Font size is going to be 64 pixels, and for font color, the color is going to be white. Now this is for the first one. Okay, so first of all, let's see. Okay, now we have to work with the heading 2. So the heading 2, is going to have a color of white. Margin bottom is going to be 50 pixels, and then font size is going to be 13 pixels, and font weight, spelling of the weight, is going to be 400, and I've used the 400, I'm sure. Let me check. Okay, here is, yeah, 300, 400 and 700, so 400 is okay. And then I would like to go with the letter spacing. So letter spacing is going to be 1 pixel, and I would like to go with the text transformation. So text transform, which is going to be uppercase. Let's save it, move on to the browser. Okay, so here is the title and the subtitle or subheading, heading and the subheading. Now we have to work with this button or this arrow. So for this, let me be here. Here choose hero, button scroll, BDN scroll, and the transition for this is going to be 0.4 seconds. And let's use the color again, RGBA, and 255, 255, 255 and 0.7. And then we have to use the animation. We have to make the animation, but first of all, let's name it here, and we will create it. So the name is going to be up, down, and not up, down, 1 second, ease, in, out, and it is not going to stop. So then I want to use alternate, reverse, and let's see, both. Okay, now let me get this selector. Oops. And I would like to use the font awesome icon. So here, let's say the font size, the size of this arrow is going to be 48 pixels. Then I would like to use the same selector plus hover, and the color for this is going to be 011 before 2. And then here let's use some media queries. Okay, first of all, here we go, and when I hover over it, it has a nice effect. Okay, it's looking great here, but you know, we have to use some media queries here. So first of all, I would like to go with add media, and the minimum width for this is going to be 1024 pixels, which is going to have a hero, and where hero is going to have a background, and the background is background attachment. Let me get the attachment, which is going to be fixed. And then let's have another media query where the maximum width is going to be 575 pixels. Heading 1, and the font size for this is going to be 40 pixels. And then we have to go with the heading 2. So heading 2 is going to have a text alignment. Text align is going to be center, margin bottom, this is going to be 30 pixels. And let me remove this semicolon from here. And then let's go with the animation. So at keyframes, up down is the name of our animation, not YP. Up down, and for 0%, let's use the transform, and it is going to say translate, which is going to be Y, and translate is going to have 5 pixels. And then we have to go with the 100%, and here the transform is going to have a translate, again Y, which is going to be -5 pixels. And that's all. Now let's move on to the browser and let's see what's going on. Okay, we have a nice animated arrow, and then we have to go to the responsive screen to see that. Okay, so now it's looking good. We have done with the hero section also. Now let's go and start working with this about section. So for this about section, here in the editor, go to the index.html. Let me go with the comments first. So it is going to be about section, and end of about section. So first of all, let's go with the section element. assigning it a class. The class is going to be about, margin top is going to be 5, and then I would like to go with the division, assigning it an ID. The ID is going to be about. Then I would like to go with the class. The class is going to be container. Okay, and let's have another division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be section title, or we can say just title. And then let's have another class which is going to be text center. And here let's go with heading 2. The heading 2 is going to be about me, and let's go with some p element and some lorem ipsum. So this could be of 8 words. Okay, then after I would like to go with the division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be raw. Let's have another division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be image, column, large 4, and it is going to display in a flex. The align items is going to be stretch, and then justify. Let me bring it here. Okay, justify content is going to be center. Then we have to go with the can justify content, and large on large devices is going to be start. Okay, so this is for the image. Okay, if you guys have seen, I do have an image class here. Now I would like to I'm closing this div here, not going to write or not going to do anything within this div. So this div is going to be here. Then after this div, I would like to create another div, and this div is going to have a class, and the class in this div is going to be column, large 8, then display flex, and the flex is going to be column, then align items. Again, let's use the stretch, and here within this div I would like to have another div which is going to have a class. Class is going to be content, and padding left large 4, then display is going to be flex, and let's use the flex column. Justify, spelling of my justify, content center. Let's say div, assigning it a class. Class is going to be raw. Again, division, assigning it a class, column, large 6, unordered list. Within this unordered list, would like to go with the list item, and within this list item, let's have a font awesome icon class. The class is going to be FE angle right, angle right, and then here let's use a strong element, and in this strong element let's see name. So the name is going to be, let me add it here, Jessica Martin, and let me bring it here. So first of all, let's save it and let's see what's going on in the browser. Okay, not this one, here we are. So okay, so about me and Jessica Martin is because, yeah, it is because of it's a list item. So what we have to do next is I just want to copy and paste it for a couple of times. So what I have to do is I just want to copy this one, this list item, 2, 3, 4. It is going to be website. So, and in this let's see, website, and here it is going to have a web name, so which is going to be example.com, and then here in this place it is going to have a phone, and let's have a phone number, so 61123 456. Okay, and then I would like to go with the city, so let's write city name. Here is going to be Sao Paulo, and let's save it and let's see. Okay, so we do have these few items. Now the next thing is, let's have another division, assigning it a class. This class is going to have column large 6, and then we have to go with some other unordered list, and within this unordered list we have some list items. So the list item is going to have a icon, font awesome icon. The font awesome icon here is going to be again FA angle right, and then we do need some, let's use the strong element, and in the strong element I would like to go with the age, and then it is going to be, here it is, it's going to be 30. Now I would like to copy and paste it for several times, so age and degree and email, freelance. So we are done with the age. Now here in this place, let's go with the degree, and let's see, master. Okay, and here is going to be email, so the email is going to be example@info.com. Then I would like to go with the freelance, and it is going to say available. Save it, move on to the browser. Okay, so it's here. Now we have to work with these icons. Okay, so again, let's go back, and here we have to go with the division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be raw. Margin top is going to be 4, and let's use the division. Yeah, but okay, division, and it is going to have a class. The class is going to be column, not column, column medium 6, and margin top is going to be 5. Then we have to go with the display. Medium devices is going to be flex, and align items, medium devices, align items, MD stretch, STRECH stretch. I think, let me check, I think I've made some spelling mistake here. Here is also fine, and this is also fine. Okay, I thought that I have written the stretch spelling in the wrong way, but it's not. Okay, now I would like to go with the division, and this division is going to have a class. This class is going to be count, because we are going to have these counts, these numbers, so that's why I'm going to use a count class. And then after, let's have a font awesome icon, FAS, FA, let's have a class first, so FAS, FA clock. I would like to use inline styling here, so the style is going to be color, and the color is going to be 0B022C, and let's save this, and I would like to have a span element actually here. So span, and the span element is going to be 8. Then we would like to go with a P element, and within the P, let's use a strong element and 8 years experience. And then after this here, I would like to go with some lorem ipsum text of 8 words, and let's save it. And here, after this division, first of all, let's go to the browser. Okay, now I would like to go with the division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be column medium 6, and then margin top is going to be 5. Then display on medium devices is going to be flex, and then after, let's have a align items, and it is going to be medium stretch. Again, I would like to use a class of count, and I should copy this one, but let me write this one and then we'll copy again. And then after, let's have a font awesome icon class. This is going to have a FAS, FA cloud upload alt, and again I'm going to use the inline styling here, so style and color. What's going on? And I would like to go with the color. The color is going to be 8A1A C2, and inverted commas, quotes, and then we have to go with the span element. So you know what, let me bring it here. Let's use the span element here, and the span is going to be 135. Let's have a P element with the strong element, along with strong element, and it is going to have a website, websites made. And then here, let's go with some lorem ipsum, and that's all. Okay, so let's, just for my convenience, I'm going to type this one and these green lines here, and I would like to copy this from here to here. Okay, this class is from this column medium 6, margin top 5. I would like to copy this. Let me paste it here, and then after this, within this one, let's change the color. First of all, the color is going to be, first of all, let's change the icon. This icon is going to be mobile, so it's going to be mobile. And then I would like to go with the number, the color. Here the color is going to be 021B5F. And then after, in this pan element, let's go with the number 15. And in this websites made, let's go with iOS app, apps, and then we have to go with, not with the iOS. Okay. I want to go with another one, so this is going to be here. Okay, so this one is going to have a FASFA smile, and the color here I would like to go with the 021B5F, and this is going to be 285. So let's see, 285. In a color, I don't want to go with this one. I would like to go with another one. So this should be 2CBDE, and then after, in this strong element, let's go with the happy client. Let's save it and move on to the browser. Okay, so we have finished the markup of our about section. So now we will start working with our main.css. Okay, so first of all, let's go to the let's go to the style sheet, and here I would like to go with the comments. I think I have used the comments here. Yep, so let me close these one. Let's save it. So let's have the comment for this about section, and end of about. I would like to go with the about class, and the about class is going to have a content class with the heading 3, and the font weight here I would like to go with the 700 as above, and then I would like to go with the font size. The font size is going to be 26 pixels. Then let's go with the color, and the color is going to be black. Then after, let's go with the text transformation. It is going to be uppercase. Then after, let me get this same class, same selector, paste it here, go with the P element, and the margin bottom is going to be 0. Then again, I do have the same selector, and I would like to go with the unordered list here. So the list style type is going to be none. Then I would like to go with the padding. Padding is going to be 0. And let's go with the margin top, which is going to be 20 pixels. Then we have to go with the, let me bring it here. Okay, and do have a class. So unordered list, list item, padding is going to be padding bottom with 10 pixels, and then after I would like to go with the theme selector, but unordered list item is going to have a font awesome icon. So the font awesome icon is going to have a font size of 20 pixels, and then we have to go with the padding right, which is going to be 2 pixels. And let's go with the color. So the color is going to be 03993B8. And hold on, I just want to check one color. So 3B4 and 34A, kind of gray. Okay, I don't need it, but right now I don't need it, but let me put it in the comments. Okay, so the next thing is we have to go with the count section. So where is the count section? Let's go with the count class, actually, not the section. So the width for this one is going to be 100%. Then after, we have to go with the font awesome icon class with the count 1, the clouds and other. So for this, then first of all, let me bring it here and content, and then let's go with the count and font awesome icon, where display is going to be block, and the font size is going to be 36 pixels, and the color for this is going to be FFB727, and let's use the float here, and it is going to be left. And then after this, let me get this one, pasting it here. Let's use this span element, and the font size for this is going to be 36 pixels. And then we have to go with the line height, which is going to be 30 pixels, and the display for this is going to be block, and the font weight again, it is going to be 700, not 1000, sorry, 700. And then after this, let's go with the color, and here the color is going to be, I've used this color. Let's see. Let's go with the black one, actually, not with this. Here I have used, just a minute, okay, here the black one, and let's use the margin left. So margin left is going to be 50 pixels. Then here again, I would like to use the P element, and padding is going to be 15 pixels, 0, 0 and 0. Let's use the margin, so 0, 0, 0 and then 50 pixels. And let's use the font size. Font size is going to be 14 pixels, and the color for this is going to be 5D6A75. And then I would like to go with the theme selector, but this time with an anchor tag, and the font weight is going to be, I've used the 400, right? So let's use the 400, and display is going to be block. Then I would like to go with the margin top, and the margin top is going to be 20 pixels. Let's use the color, and here the color is going to be again 5D6A75. 75, and then after let's use the font size. So the font size is going to be 15 pixels. Let's use the transition, and transition is going to be ease in out, and for 0.3 seconds. And you know what we have to do next is image. So the image class, where the background is going to be to have a URL, and the URL is going to be images about, and let's say center, and then center with no repetition, and background size is going to be cover, and the minimum height it is going to be 500 pixels. Save it, move on to the browser. Okay, so you guys can see that we have done with our about section. So here you can see this is the about section, about me, and we do have here with the about me section. Okay, now the next section is my resume. So let's go to the editor and start typing for the resume section. Okay, so here is the editor, and let's go to the index.html, and here in this index let's say resume section. So the let's say resume section, and here is going to be end of resume section, or just let's go with the resume. Then here within these lines, let's go with the section element. First of all, section, and the ID is going to be resume. Then we have to go with the class. The class is going to be resume. Margin top is going to be 5, and division, assigning it a class. Class is going to be container. Let's have a division, assigning it a class. The class is going to be section title, and then we have to say text header, and then we have to go with the heading 2, where it's going to say that my resume. Then we have to go with a p element, and the p element is going to be with some lorem ipsum, and this could be of let's go with 8 words. Okay, then after I would like to go with the division, assigning it a class. The class is going to be raw. Again, another division, assigning it a class. Column large 6. Let's use heading 3, assigning it a class. This class is going to be resume. Title, where it is going to be summary, and let's have a division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be resume description, and the padding bottom is going to be 0. Let's have heading 4. Heading 4 is going to have a school name. Okay, and then we have to go with the padding p element. Here I'm going to use the em or emphasize element. So the text is going to be 12 words. Then after, let's go with another p element, and within this p element with some unordered list, and then we have to go with the list items. So the first list item is going to be lorem ipsum 123 Sao Paulo SP, and then another one is going to be list item of, let's have a number here, and the number is going to be 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Okay, then we have to go with another list item, which is going to be school name dot example.com, and then after this we have to go with the heading 3. And heading 3 is going to have a class. This class is going to be a resume title, which is going to be education, and or qualification. So let's go with the class. This class is going to be again resume description, and then we are going to have a heading 4 where we have to see Master of Computer Science, and then we have to go with the heading 5, which is going to be, let's assume with some numbers, 2015 to 2016, and let's have a P element, again with the emphasis element, and Institute of Technology, and let's see, Sao Paulo, SP, Sao Paulo SP, SP. Okay, then after this I would like to go with another P element with some lorem ipsum. This time it could be of 18 words, and then we have to go with another division, and this division, you know what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's copy this div from here, and let's paste it here, and here in this heading 4, let's go with it should be Bachelor of Computer Science. So Bachelor of Computer Science, and the dates, let's change the dates, 10 to 14, not 44, and let's save it. Now move on to the browser. Okay, so we have it here. Now the next thing we have to do is, let me bring it here, and then we have to go with another division with a class. The class is going to be column LG6. Then we have to go with the heading 3, assigning it a class, and this class is going to be again resume title, where let's say professional experience and we have to go with the division, assigning it a class, and this class is going to be resume description. And within this, let's go with the heading 4. Heading 4 is going to be lorem ipsum. Then we have to go with heading 5. Heading 5 is going to be let's have the year here and to present. Then we have to go with the P element, then the emphasize element with experience, and let's see, so we will follow SB. Then after this, let's have another P element. Within this, let's go with another list, and then we have to go with the list item. So the list item is going to be of 8 words. Now I would like to copy it and paste it for several times. So copy this, and let's paste it here, 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 and here. Okay. And then after, let's go with another division. This division is going to have a class, and this class is going to be a resume description. Then we have to go with the heading 4. Heading 4 is going to be design and development, and the spelling of development. Then we have to go with the heading 5 here. Heading 5 is going to have a 2017 to 2018. And then after, let's go with the P element, emphasize, and emphasizing text is going to be lorem, 4 words. Then we have to go with another P element, and within this P element, let's have some unordered list, and within this, let's go with some list items, where we have to go with some dummy text, 8 words. Again, I would like to copy this, paste it for several times, and let's go with another time 5. Okay. Let's save it. Let's go to the browser. Okay, so we do have a resume markup. It is ready, but let me do something just to make it equal to that. I just want to delete this line, and here I want to delete this line. Let's save it, and here in the browser you guys can see that we have this here. Now let's go to the style sheet, main.css, and start styling this one. So for styling this, we have to go with the resume section. First of all, I would like to remove these extra spaces, and now we have to say that resume section, again, end of resume section. Okay, So let's start styling this section. So let's get the resume class with a resume title, and here we would like to go with the font size first, and the font size is going to be 26 pixels. Then we have to go with the font weight, which would be 700. Then we have to go with margin top. Margin top is going to be 20 pixels. Then margin bottom, which would be 20 pixels. And if we go with the color is going to be 3B4, 4A. Now I would like to go with the resume description, where padding is going to be 20 pixels, and then again 20 pixels. Margin top is going to be -2 pixels, and border left, which would be, the border left is going to be 2 pixels, solid 82909C. Position is going to be relative. Now I would like to copy this selector and to paste it here with heading 4, and here let's go with the line height. The line height here is going to be 18 pixels. Then we should say font size, and it is going to be 16 pixels. Now let's go with font weight here again, and it is going to be 700. Let's use the text transform property, where the value is going to be uppercase, and let's have a color. So the color is going to be 0393B8, and margin bottom, which would be 10 pixels. Okay. Then the next thing we are going to use, let me paste the same selector and heading 5. So the font size here, font size for this, spelling of size, font size for this is going to be 16 pixels, and then it is going to have a font weight. The font weight for this is going to be, sorry, not the font weight, background here, background is going to be AAF0F2. Now we have to use the padding. Padding is going to be 5 pixels, 15 pixels. Font weight, here it is going to be 400. And then we have to use the display property. It is going to be inline block. Then we have to use margin bottom, and margin bottom is going to be 10 pixels. Let me paste the same selector here with the unordered list. So the padding left for this is going to be 20 pixels. Then I would like to get this. I do have a selector and with another list, and now I would like to go with the list items where padding bottom is going to be 10 pixel again, and it was here and here. Okay, now I would like to go with some pseudo elements. So let's go with the pseudo class last child. So padding bottom is going to be 0. This one, then it is going to have a before class, and we have to go with the content. So the content is going to be nothing here. Then we have to use the position, which would be absolute, not relative, absolute. And then we have to go with the width. Width is going to be 16 pixels. Height is also going to be 16 pixels. We have to go with the border radius, where the border radius is going to be 50 pixels. Let's go with the left, -9 pixel. Top is going to be 0. Background would be white. Border is going to be 2 pixels. Solid. Let's use the color 829 and 09C. Let's save it. Move on to the browser. So we have a nice line here and nice separated or separation line. So you guys can see that we have done with our resume section. Okay, now what is next? The next section is this portfolio section, where we are going to use some JavaScript. So let's go to this portfolio section and start creating this one. Okay, so this is our template. This is the template we are working on. So let's go to the editor here in the index.html. Let's remove these extra spaces. Okay, and let's start working with the next section. And the next section is going to be portfolio section, right? Or a gallery section. So let's go with the comments first. So let's say let's name it gallery section, and then end of gallery section. So let's go with the section element first. Section element is going to have an ID. The ID is going to be gallery. Then we have to use a class. The class is also going to be gallery. And we have to go with padding top and bottom, which would be 5. Then we have to go with the division, assigning it a class. The class is going to be container. And now we have to go with a section title. So for the section title, let's have a division, assigning it a class. The class is going to be raw. Then we have to use a division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be the it is going to have a column 10. Then we have to use the margin left and right auto. Text is going to be center. Then we have to go with the heading one, where class of this is going to be text capitalize, and here we have to say my portfolio, and then we have to go with first of all, let's save it, move on to the browser and see. Okay, now the next thing we have to do is to create another division. So just for the convenience, the class is going to be raw. Let's go with the division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be column LG8 and margin left and right is going to be auto. Then it is going to display in a flags, and justify content is going to be around. Then margin top and bottom is going to be 2, and then let's have a button here. So let's name it let's go with the sort button because it is going to sort out. And then let's use the flags wrap. Okay, then you have to go with the element, we have to go with the anchor tag, and let's have a class here. The class is going to be BDN, and then this BDN is going to have a text capitalize. Let me check the spelling of capitalize. Text capitalize here. And we have to go with the filter button, margin 1, and then let's use the data filter, which is going to be all here. Okay, now the next thing we have to do is to copy and paste it. Okay, so how we are going to do this? Let's copy this one first. Oops. Copy, paste it. And you know, this all shouldn't be here actually. It is a data filter all, and sorry, there should be another all here. Okay, and then here it is going to be HTML. Let's say HTML. Okay, I've written the text capitalized, so I don't need it, but let it go. HTML. Okay, the next thing is what we are going to do. Let's paste it here, and here it is going to be JavaScript, and here also let's say JavaScript. Now let me have it here again, and here it is going to be React, then React, and here it is going to be, let me press Alt, Angular. Okay, So let's save it, move on to the browser, and let's see what's going on here first. Okay, so we do have HTML, JavaScript, React, and Angular. Now the next thing we want to have is, let's say, gallery items, okay, or gallery images. So in the gallery images, let's have a division here, assigning it a class, and this class here is going to be raw. Then we do need an ID, and this ID is going to be gallery items. Sorry. Then we have to go with let's say single, and here we have to go with the division, assigning it a class. The class is going to be column 10, and then column small 6, column large 4, and margin left and right is going to be auto. Margin top and bottom is going to be 3, and let's say gallery item, and the first gallery item is going to be React, and then we have to say data item, where it is going to be React. Okay, let's save it, and then within this division actually we have to go with the, it is going to work like a tabs. We work with the tabs in the previous projects, so it is going to work like that. Okay, now within this, let's use a div and assign it a class. This class is going to be a card, and the card is going to have another division within this, and let's have a class. This class is going to be image container, and the image container is going to have an image. The source of the image is going to be images, and I do have an image which is known as image1. Then let's use a class. The class is going to be card image, and let's see top, and let me bring it here. I would like to go with the gallery image, and all text as usual. I'm not going to use anything here. Okay, let's save it. Okay, so the next thing is not here, sorry, let me use it here. Let's save it, move on to the browser and see. So okay, so we do have one image here. Now the next thing I would like to have is, let's copy and paste it. Okay, so I'm going to copy it. Let's start copy this from here to here, and here I just want to change the item. So the item is going to be JavaScript, and here the image, the image is going to be image 9 here, and data item is JavaScript, and here also gallery item is also going to be JavaScript. Let's save it, let's go and let's see how it's going to be. Okay, so we have this sheep image here. Now the next thing again, let's paste, and let's change it into this one is going to be HTML. So this one and this one, sorry, not this one, these are going to be HTML, and the image here, this is going to be image 3. I just want to check in the browser from avoiding mistakes. Okay, so we do have 3 images. Now the next thing, again, what we have to do, this time I would like to go with another item. So the other item here is going to be, let's remove this React, and here it is going to be Angular, and the image would be image 4. Save it, move on to the browser. Okay, so here we have image. Now again, let's have another image, and this time the image is going to be React again, but the image number is going to be changed, which is going to be image 5. Save it. Let's see. Okay, again, this one is going to be JavaScript again. Okay, so JavaScript, and the image here in this one, in this JavaScript, is going to be image 6. I don't know why I have used such kind of random images, but that's okay now. Then again, here it is going to be HTML. So this React and this React is going to remove from here HTML, and the image I am going to use here is image 7. And then here, let's use Angular here and here, Angular, and then the image is going to be image, here the image is going to be image, I don't have image 8, but let's go with the image 1. Then save it, move on. Okay, again need to use another one. This is going to be React again, and this React is going to have an image 9 here. So image 9, let's save it, and then we have to go with another, where this React and this React is going to replace with JavaScript again, and the image again in this JavaScript, I just need to check the image number. I think it is going to be image 10. Okay, let's save it and let's see how it is working. Okay, so then we need to go with after JavaScript we have HTML, I think. So let's go with the HTML, and this HTML is going to have an image of image 8, and then here again, and this is going to be, I'm just removing React from here, Angular, and this time the image here would be image 2. Wow, what a random collection of numbers I do have. Okay, I think these images are enough. So okay, now we have to go to the CSS and start styling this gallery section. So styling means that let me show you here when I hover over the image, it is zooming in and plus the buttons. So let's do some style here, and then we will work with the JavaScript section also. Okay, they're looking nice without having any styles. Let's see if I need or not. Okay, so here is main.css. Then in main.css, let's go with let's save it, and then we have to go with the gallery class, where background is going to be white. I was thinking to change it, but it's okay. Buttons, let's go with the button class. The background for the button, the background is going to be 0393B8, and the color for this is going to be white. Then let's go with the button hover, where background is going to be 011B42, and the color is going to be white. Then let's go with the image container. Yeah, image container. Spelling of the container. Okay, its position is going to be relative here, and then overflow is going to be hidden. Let's use the cursor pointer, and let me bring it here. Then you have to use the gallery image. So gallery image or img is going to have a transition of 1 second, is in, out. And let me get this class, copy this, paste it here, and let's use the hover. Then after, let's use a gallery image. So let's use the transform property, where we are going to use the scale, and scale is going to be 1.2. Then we have to use the image container hover, where let's use the transform again, transform, and this time we are going to use translate, but translate is going to be 0 and 0. Save it, move on to the browser. Here we are. Okay, so the buttons, they're looking good. When I'm hovering the mouse, it's going to show something very nice effect, some very nice effect. But when I click on the button, it is not doing what I want. It is just moving on to the top of the page. So as I move on here, as I click on this button, it is showing us the different images within this button. So for this, let's go to the JavaScript and start working with our JavaScript. So I'm going to use the immediate invoke function. So if we and in the previous project I've used the same, so here also I'm going to use that. For this, let's have a function. Okay, I'm going to have parentheses here, and I would like to call it, so let me have, now within this code block, I'm going to write my code. So I would like to have a const. The const is going to be filter button, filter btn, where the document is going to be query selector all, because I'm selecting all the images. So let's use a filter BDN class. Let me show you this filter BDN. Where are the buttons? In the buttons we do have this filter BDN class I'm using here. Okay, I'm calling it here, this filter BDN, and then after let's have a filter BDN. Now for each item, the function button, okay, it is going to call an event. So I'm saying add, I'm going to use add event listener, where I'm going to use a click method, and click is going to have a function where I'm going to pass the event, and then after I'm saying that event is prevent default method. I'm going to use the prevent default method, or I can just say okay, I'm just going to use the prevent default method. So the default method is that I'm sure that you guys know about it. So if you want me to explain that in the next project, I will explain it by using the console, but I'm sure that you guys know about it. Then let's use the another. So this prevent it is going prevent default method. It is going to prevent the default link behavior, like when I was clicking here, it has a default behavior. So that method is going to now when I'm clicking on it, it is not moving to the hero section. It is not performing any kind of function. So that's why I have used this prevent default method. Now we have to use another event which is going to target the data filter, or let me show you what the other function is going to do. So after preventing this, let's have a const, and let's name it value, where event is going to target and target is going to say that data set, data attribute, and the filter. Then we have to go with another const, and let's say items, where document dot query selector, and it is going to select all. Now what it is going to select all, it is going to select all the gallery items. Okay, so all gallery item is going to be select, and then we have to use the items again for each method, and let's say the function is going to have a parameter of item, and then I would like to use a condition here that if this value variable, if value is equal to all, then item style is going to display in a block. Okay, item style, it's style not get, means by item style is going to display in a block, and then or the other condition, else if, let me say that if item class list property is going to have it contains the value variable which is going to target the dataset filter. So it is, if it is going to have this, then item style again is going to display block, or another condition, this would be else, like this is else if, and now we have to say else so else it is the item again going to have a style of display, and then it is going to display what? Nothing. Okay, so just for good practice, let's do a semicolon here, save it, and let's go to the browser, and it is refreshing, and let's see how does it work, or how it is, whether it is going to work or not. So okay, so you can see it is working. When I click on the button, it is performing the function. Okay, so we have done with our portfolio section. Now the next section we are going to work with is this contact section, and then at the end we have a footer section. So first of all, let's go to the editor and start working with the with this one. So here is our index.html. Now here in the index.html, let me remove all these extra spaces from here, and then we have to go with the another comments, which is going to be contact end of contact. So for the contact section, let's have a section element where section ID is going to be contact, and then let's use a class. This class is going to be contact, margin top is going to be 3, and then let's use the section background, or let's see if I want to give any background or not, but I just want to have it. Okay, then we have to go with the class. This class is going to be container, and then we have to go with another division, assigning it a class, and this class again is going to be a section title. Then after, let's go with the heading 2, where the class is going to be text center, and here let's go with the contact. Then after, let's have another division, assigning it a class, and this class is going to be raw, with another division, assigning it a class, and this class is going to be column large 4, and then column medium 4, and then let's have another division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be contact about, and let's see, division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be social links, and then here let's add some social links. So the first one is going to have a class of reader, and within this let's go with the font awesome icon class, which is going to be class FAB and FA creator, and to close it. Let's save it, and you know what I'm going to do. I am just going to copy and paste this all link here. This one is going to be Facebook. Hold on, this C is extra. So Facebook, and then let's use the Instagram, and Instagram is not necessary, but let's use it, Instagram. And here let's use the LinkedIn. So here, oops, and here is going to be LinkedIn. Let's save it, move on to the browser, and let's see how does it looks. And why it's not working. My browser is slowing down. I don't know the reason. Okay. So we do have the social icons. Now we have to work with this contact form. So here we are. And then let's use the contact form. And here, let's see division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be column LG5 and then column MD8. And then after, let's use the form. Within this form, let's use division, assigning it a class form group. Let's use input. Type of input is what would be the type? Type is going to be email. And let's have a class. The class is going to be form control, and let's use the name. So here the name is going to be email, and let's use an ID. So the ID is also going to be email, and let's have a placeholder. So the placeholder for this is going to be your email. Okay. Then after, let's have another division, assigning it a class. This class is also going to be form group, and in the form group, let's have a text area where the class is going to be form control, and the name is going to be message. And then we would like to go with some rows. So the rows are going to be 5. And the placeholder for this is going to be message or your message. So text area is closed. Now we have to go with the button. So the button is going to have a division, assigning it a class, and the class is going to be text center. Then let's have a button element here. So button, and the type of this is going to be, it's a type, and it is going to be submit. Then we have to go with text which is going to be send message, and the button is closed. Now let me show you this. And then I'm thinking to finish the footer section and then we will style them together. Where is that? Okay, so we do have this contact section. Now let's prepare the markup for the footer, and then together this and the footer we will style them together. Okay, so here after this let's go with the footer section. So I'm not going to go with that any kind of comments here. So for the footer I'm using the footer element and an ID is going to be footer, and let's have a class. This class is going to be margin top 3. Let's choose division. Division is going to have a class. The class is going to be container. Let's use another division. It is going to have a class, and this type the class is going to be copyright, and then here let's use ampersand copy semicolon. Let's say copyright, and then all rights reserved by all rights reserved. And then after this let's have another division, assigning it a class. This class is going to be credit, mean footer credit, and let's say designed by Lorem Ipsum. Let's save it, move on to the browser, and let's see the markup of this one. So we cannot see the footer, right? Let me, okay, where's that? Okay, so now let's go to the browser, editor, and start styling this one. Here we are, and we go with the contact. Okay, so first of all I would like to go with the contact class, and let's see, contact, spelling is right. Okay, so contact about class is going to have a heading 3, where font size is going to be 36 pixels, and let's use the margin. The margin is going to be 0, 0, 10 pixels, 0, and we have to go with the padding, which is going to be 0. Line height would be 1, and the font weight is going to be 300. Then we have to go with the letter spacing. So the letter spacing for this is going to be 3 pixels. Text transformation, which is going to be uppercase. Then we have to go with the contact social links, and the social links, they are going to have a padding bottom which would be 20 pixels, and then we have to go with let me copy the seam selector. Okay, let me bring it here, paste it here, and the links I'm going to use the anchor tag. The font size for this is going to be 18 pixels. Then we have to use the display property and inline block, and let's use the background. So the background is going to be white. Let's choose the color, and color is going to be 039 3B8. Line height here I would like to go with 1. Let's go with the padding, where the padding is going to be 8 pixels, 0, margin right, which is going to be 4 pixels, and the border radius is going to be 50%. Let's use a text align, and it is going to be center. Then we have to go with the width and height. So the width is going to be 36 pixels. Height is also going to be the same. Box. And let's use the transition. So for this, let me bring it here. So the transition here is going to be 0.3 seconds. Then we have to go with the border. So the border is going to be 1 pixel solid, and then 0393B8. Okay, and I do have a seam selector, but I just want to use the hover. So it is going to be background. It's going to have a background. The background is going to be 0393B8, and then we have to use the color. So the color is going to be white. Let's save it, move on to the browser, and yes, we do have a nice social icons. Now we have to work with this side. So this side is going to have a contact input and contact input, and then let's use the text area, where the border radius is going to be 0. Then the box shadow is going to be none, and the font size is going to be 14 pixels. Okay, then the next thing we are going to have here is for the small screen. So let me copy this one, paste it here, and then with the input I would like to go with the focus, and same with the text area. Let's go with the focus, and the border color here, it is again going to be 03. When it is going to have focus, the border is going to change, so 0309B8. And then we have to use the button. So let's say the contact button, and then we are going to go with the type. So the type is going to be submit. Background is going to be 0393B8. Then let's go with the border, which is going to be 0. Padding, we are going to have a 10 pixels and then 24 pixels. Let's go with the color. So the color is going to be white, and transition is going to be 0.4 seconds. And then let's have a border radius. The border radius is going to be 8 pixels. And for this, let me copy for the next one. I copy this one, paste it here, and let's use a hover. And for this, the background background is going to be 011B42, and let's save it. And is there any problem? Yeah, there is a problem. So you know what, I don't have to use the brackets here. So okay, well, let's go to the browser and see that what's going on here in the browser. So it's okay. When I hover over it, it has a dark blue color and nice border. So now let's work with the footer. So here again, footer ID, it is going to have a background. The background is going to be again 0393B8. Padding is going to be 24 pixels and 0. And then let's use the font size. So the font size is going to be 14 pixels. The box shadow here is going to be 0 pixels, 0, 20 pixels, 0, and then let's use some RGBA, which is going to be 0, 0, 0, and 0.1. And then let's use the color. So the color is going to be white. Now we have to go with the copyright class. So copyright class is going to have a text align, which is going to be center. Again, footer, credits, and padding top is going to be 8 pixels. And then text align is going to be center, and font size would be 13 pixels. Okay, let's save it, move on to the browser, and let's see. Okay, so yes, we have done with our resume website, web page, using Bootstrap and a bit of JavaScript. So actually all these things can be done in Bootstrap within the tab section. I just use the JavaScript here, and you can see this also. If you want to make it a single page application, as I've done with the previous project, then you can get the code from there, the JavaScript code, and do it. Feel free to use it. I hope that you guys like this one. Let me show you the responsiveness of this, because it is responsive to our breakpoints. So here again, the menu is looking nice. Then we have the about section and the resume section. Then we do have the images section, so it is working here again, the Angular, JavaScript, so everything is working and stack on top of each other nicely, and it is well disciplined web page or a template. So I hope that you guys will like it, will practice it, and will learn some new and interesting things from this. If you like this one, don't forget to subscribe the channel, and if you didn't hit the like button. If you like it, then hit the like button. I'll see you with another interesting project next time. Hasta la vista. Ciao, ciao.